Hey Nancy Drew fans, we're back with A.S. King's Please Ignore Vera Dietz. It's been a year since I finished my original Nancy Drew project. Since then, I'm noticing more and more that often there's at least a little bit of Nancy in many of my favorite YA heroines. She's definitely in E. Lockhart's Frankie Landau Banks and in Maureen Johnson's Ginny Blackstone from the Little Blue Envelope series. It's more of a reach, but I see her in Taylor Markham from Melina Marchetto's fantastic Jellicoe Road, and even in Clary Frey from Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instrument series. In many ways, Vera Dietz is the opposite of Nancy Drew. They're both 18, highly intelligent, both being raised by single dads, but their adolescent experiences couldn't be more different. Nancy is privileged, extremely outgoing, and has a vast support network. Vera is sullen, sarcastic, and just wants to fly under the radar. Nancy goes looking for mysteries, while Vera has one that she's desperately trying to ignore. But the more I read, the more they seemed like two sides of the same coin, and I think in comparing them, we can perhaps add another dimension to both of their characters. As often happens in Nancy Drew, we start Please Ignore Vera Dietz on page 1 with a mystery. Vera is at the funeral of her former best friend Charlie, and she has this fantastic voice, starting with this first paragraph. The pastor is saying something about how Charlie was a free spirit. He was and he wasn't. He was free because on the inside he was tied up in knots. He lived hard because inside he was dying. Charlie made inner conflict look delicious. Charlie died under mysterious and violent circumstances and is haunting Vera until she helps uncover the truth. The story that follows is much more complex in style and tone than Nancy Drew, alternating between past and present, jumping between the voices of Vera, Charlie, who calls himself the dead kid, Vera's father Ken, who loves flowcharts, and an abandoned old pagoda on the outskirts of town. Ken's flowcharts are a real highlight, like this one on avoiding your destiny. The pagoda's interjections quickly became one of my favorite parts of the story. Do you have any idea how old watching idiot kids drink and do drugs up here on the rocks is getting? The funniest part is, they all think they're more cool than their parents were, and their parents did the same crap. Also, tossing beer cans? That's a $300 fine. You're lucky I'm an inanimate object. I love the way this story unfolds, and the book, part murder mystery and part coming-of-age story, really speaks to the growing complexities of this modern world. I've often wondered how Nancy would fare in our time, and I think Vera provides a really interesting option. Nancy always seemed to have it so easy, seemingly springing from the womb as this self-assured and brilliant girl. But the best part about Vera is that we get to actually watch her make the journey and come to very much the same place. Thanks for watching, and keep reading.